Today I want to talk to you about controlling your leash. I think it's so important to control your leash, but there's certain different techniques that you can use. So keeping your dog on a leash that's relatively short is probably your best option because it gives you the most control over your dog. A dog is going to always walk at the end of whatever leash you give him. So if you have a 15-foot leash, more than likely the dog's going to be at the end of that leash. If you have a 4-foot leash, it's going to be at the end of that leash. But when you have, this is a 6-foot line, a slip lead, you might at some point want to make the leash shorter. Now if you're walking a normal walk, you can kind of walk and pick up the belly of the leash here so that the dog is totally under control. For example, here. I'm walking, I don't really want the dog that far behind me or that far outside, so I can switch hands and keep the leash here much, much easier. But what if you want to just use one hand? What if you want to take the other hand, you're on the phone, which you shouldn't do, or you're carrying something, which you really shouldn't do, but you might be doing. So I'm going to give you a little tip. It's called a leash lock. It's my own leash lock. I haven't seen anybody else do it. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the line. This is the line that goes to the dog. It's the one that's furthest away from you. And this is the line that goes to your handle, which is the closest one to you. And all you're going to do here is take this loop and put it underneath this part of the leash here, right? Super simple. Here, come underneath. And this locks the leash, and you can put it in between this finger or this finger. I wouldn't put it between that finger, but you could. Here. Now that locks the leash, no matter how hard Goofy pulls to get away, he can't get away because I have control here. The beautiful part about this leash lock is I do this and it immediately lets go. Let me show you that one more time. It looks like a magic trick. I look like David Copperfield here. The leash is here. I simply put this line, this loop, around the part that goes to the dog by doing this here. Or I can just do it without even using the other hand, and I come around here, and then I put the line that goes towards the dog between these two fingers, right? So I'm going to show it to you from this angle here. So here's the line. This is from this side, from behind side here. Put this leash, this loop, around, move the camera a little bit. Put this line, this is the handle side, put this line around the other side, which is right here. I have to move this here so you can see this. Put this line around this side here, and you've got a complete lock. There's no way the dog's going to get out of that because the pressure from here is pushing against the leash here. So, and it's not pinching off all of your fingers like this. Here, now when you want to let go, you take your handle part and you simply pull and the dog is free to go. The reason this leash lock is better than any other kind of wrapping your dog around is because when you wrap the dog around your hand or the leash around your hand like this, you're constricted, and also when he pulls, it's going to pull your fingers together, and that can be kind of uncomfortable. Now if you need to let go and you're constricted here, you need to unravel this, and by the time you actually let go, you might have a problem. So the leash lock is real simple to use, real simple to apply. I guarantee you're going to be using it all the time. What you're going to do is while you're walking here, I simply put a loop into my Goofy. I put a loop here, and as I'm walking, I can now simply put it around, and now I've shortened my leash. And I've shortened my leash by whatever place I go to on the line. Come here. So if I want to make it really short, I simply place the loop here, and I've got now almost like a pull tab. If I just want to take half the length of the leash out, I can go here and pull that out. So this leash lock is easy to use. I teach it at all the Bound Angels University programs. I teach it to anyone who's handling dogs, especially pet dogs, not really for competition because your dog must be off leash for competition, but it's a really good way to understand how to quickly control your dog. Leash lock. Here's part one. Come underneath, put this loop between your two fingers, and you're locked until you simply pull here and everything lets go. You can do it with a flat leash. So in other words, if I was here, this side goes toward the dog. Here's my leash. I come around and I've got control. The dog is here, super easy. Here, and the dog is free. I can do it with a braided leash here, and I do it all the time. It actually softens the leather really nicely. Dog is on this side, my handle's here. I come around here, I'm gonna go underneath right? This is towards your dog. This goes underneath and here. Super simple. Work on it for a while. It's going to take you a little bit of time to get it. Here you pull, dog is totally free. Works obviously the best on slip leads because they're made of rope. They're really soft, and the idea is super simple to get your dog to understand. Here, come underneath, and I've got a good control of the dog. And also a really good thing is I don't even need to close my hand. So I can walk the dog here, Goofy, with a completely open hand, and all I need to focus on is pinching this little part of the leash with these two fingers, and I've got complete control. Look how much control I have over the dog here. Complete control by simply using a leash lock. Here, I can walk him anywhere I want, just like that. So this is on the dog, obviously. I'm going to go here and demonstrate from here. Here's your first loop. Here. Everything goes underneath this side of it, the side that goes closest to the dog. This whole loop goes underneath just that one part. Let's get my hand out of there. So here, this, it's important to pass this underneath here to here, almost like a cowboy lasso. Now, when you pull this, it lets go. You got to remember that this is your dog pulling here, which puts pressure on the leash, a nice flat pressure. When you pull this, you release your dog and let them go. So if you're working in a shelter environment, it gives you a really easy way to release a dog. One more time, here. Underneath, underneath. Here, I'm going to keep this down and out of the way. So I go here and there. If you're a lefty, works the same way. This is furthest away, here. This goes under here and there. Pressure, holding the dog. Release to release the dog. One more time. Here. This whole loop here, this is the dog side. This whole loop passes underneath here. Get my arm out of the way. Move it this way. Goes underneath and it locks. This is completely locked. This here instantly releases. Always remember to keep your dog on a leash. Always remember to walk your dog. Give your dog plenty of exercise, and be sure to give your dog structure. Keep them on a safe leash. Check your leashes. Check your lines. Make sure there's no broken metal, tattered edges, worn frayed leather, or anything like that, because you want to keep your dog safe and you want to keep your dog happy. If you love this video, subscribe to my channel and visit my member section at robertcabral.com for a lot more dog training. See you next time.